1 minute until showtime.
Welcome to Fearless Generations with Terry Sayer and Kelly Fox.
Hello and welcome to Fearless Generations. This is Kelly Fox, and we are talking the 12 steps to freedom. Tonight, we are starting with step 2, willingness, and it is introduction night, which means anything goes. So let's get this party started and welcome my beautiful co-host, Terry Sayer. How are you doing tonight, Terry? Not hearing you, Terry. You know what? I think I am having an issue with my mic, so I am going to log back on here and see if I can get these mics working. All right. Can we hear you now, Terry?
Can you hear me now, Kelly?
I can hear you now. Woohoo! I fixed it. So, and I believe because I did that, my beautiful our guest coach is here too. Stephanie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I am so glad. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The website wasn't working. My mics weren't working, but we're going good now. All right, so as I said before, tonight we are doing step 2, willingness. And now I'm going to welcome my beautiful co-host, Terry Sayer. How are you doing tonight, Terry?
I'm doing fine. I'm just getting home, so I'm on my car phone now, but I will soon be on my regular phone.
All right. Sounds good. And as I already let it out of the bag, we have the wonderful Stephanie Lueras on the show with us tonight. How are you doing, Steph?
Hello. It's wonderful to be here.
Yes, we appreciate you staying up late for us. We know it's a big deal.
Yes, it is far past my bedtime.
We appreciate it. So we're talking willingness tonight. So Stephanie, start us off. Oh, wait, actually, let's have you tell the audience once again, what is it that you get to do and who is it that you get to serve?
All right. Well, I, again, am Stephanie Lueras. I'm the owner of Heart and Soul Fitness and Wellness in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. I'm a personal trainer, nutritionist, and diabetes educator, and I serve people that want to feel better in their body, that experience chronic pain, chronic illness, other conditions that keep them from feeling their best.
Yes. She is the all-around go-to girl, and I have definitely been blessed to have her as my coach for a while, and she's motivated me to do any kind of moving that I have ever done. So, okay, now, Stephanie, get us started. What does willingness mean to you?
What does willingness mean to me? This was an interesting question when you posed it to me earlier in the week. And for me, the first thing that came to mind is willingness is an action. It's not just this idea that we have that I'm ready to do something or I'm willing to do something. That's an idea. There's nothing to back that up. But willingness as an action, you're taking the steps to do what you want to do, to change what you want to change, to to be who you want to be, there has to be something behind your work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I call it the difference between wanting to and being willing to. And they are
like
two very different things. Because I can want to be active all day long, but until I actually do something, I'm not really willing. So I agree with you 100%. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that definition. Terry, how about you?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I thought we talked about this last week, but maybe not.
Nope.
I know that I believe that, that when you're aware, which was the first step, right? Awareness brings us to the point of willingness to take action. And I think I agree completely that you can be aware and aware and aware and aware. Oh, I'm aware that if I eat sugar, I have bad dreams. I'm aware that if I am lethargic, I don't have any energy. I'm aware of these things. Yet I'm not willing to change. And so I think it's really exactly what Stephanie said. And what you said, willingness is taking action.
Absolutely.
It's not passive.
Absolutely.
It's not passive. But awareness comes first. I mean, it's that awareness that something in your life isn't working and that you want to change it, and then you're willing to take some steps to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know these two kind of play like the chicken and the egg for me, because I feel like you have to be willing to want to be aware, but you also have to be aware to then see if you're willing to do something different. So they kind of go back and forth for me. But I had willingness as my word for the year a couple of times because I want to take more action. I feel like willingness really does come down to action. It's not willingness until you're at action. So, Stephanie, when you're working with all of these different clients of yours, I'm sure their willingness levels to do what's necessary fluctuate. So how do you support them in staying willing?
Excuse me, it really varies per individual and why they started in the first place. We all have, like what Terry was talking about, we all have different levels of awareness. Well, sometimes that willingness comes from uncovering what you didn't know was that motivating factor. Like, so many people will come in with this kind of surface level goal, like I want to lose weight or I want to eat better, but that doesn't really have a lot of oomph behind it. And so as we dig a little bit deeper, it's, well, why do you want to do these things? What about this goal and achieving it makes it exciting? And then we usually get down to things like, I want to keep up with my kids or my grandkids. I want to not be exhausted when I wake up in the morning. And so those are the things that we always come back to when people feel like they're not making progress. Is, well, remember when you said you wanted to do this? Are you able to do it better, or do you see progress? Or pointing out those things that maybe they don't see that are those progressions toward that goal. I think a lot of it is encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think we all kind of know what we can do to help ourselves stay accountable. Whether we're willing to put those into place, differs. But I think that focusing on our why definitely supports us in continuing to be willing to do something when it's not necessarily fun. Like as I grew up acting in our community theater, and the practice process isn't nearly as fun as being on stage and doing the play. But if you don't do all of the practice, you can't do the play, right? So you have to do all of the learning the dance moves and learning the songs and learning the blocking to be able to do the play and stuff. But there's also like stuff that's not fun, like sitting around or not having anything to do while everybody else is doing their part, right? But you do it because you want to do the play, right? So thinking about someone who wants to be in better shape to play with their kids, like getting to the part where you get to play, that makes all of the stuff that you don't necessarily want to do worth it, right? And so finding what is that thing that makes it worth it to do the work that might not necessarily be the fun part, so that you can get to the fun part.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of noise coming off. Is anybody else hearing that, or is it just me?
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with you there, Stephanie. Focusing on the why can definitely keep us going.
Yeah, and I think it just, when we keep revisiting that why, it reignites that action. You find the willingness to either continue on the path you're on, or try something new, or experience something in a different way to get that change that you desire.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I think about myself, like I talked earlier about how Stephanie was my coach, and our goal was for me to move more and for me to exercise my knee and all these kinds of things. And I would tell Stephanie, I really want to, but my willingness level for some reason was just not there. And so when I got this opportunity to get a job where I would be, active for a class, for a half an hour class, I was like, okay, this is the thing that will take my willingness level high enough to say, yes, I will take care of myself and I will move more so that I can do this class. Now, for me, it was getting paid. But whatever it is, for you, finding that reason to make it happen, finding what will make your willingness level go up enough to make it happen, right? So going from that wanting to being willing to.
Yeah, and we're all motivated in different ways. Money is not a bad motivator. Neither is our kids or other external rewards. I mean, sometimes we need just that little extra push.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. For sure. And I think that with other things that I want to do, like before like the last play I did, I don't have time for something like that, but I really wanted to be in that play. I find the time to be in that play. right? So when it's something that we really, really want to do, I guess, I don't know if you put more reallys than you actually do it, but you find the time. You're willing to make the time. You're willing to go to the play practices, to, you know, whatever it is you need to do, right? Go to the gym or go for a walk or, you know, get the right food in the house so that you can actually cook it and make it, right? You do those things that make it more possible for you to do what it is that you really want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So has there ever been a time for you, Stephanie, where you have been faced with your willingness level not being where it needs to be, and what you do for yourself to get it up a few notches?
That's a good question. I think I've, you know, just like anybody, have absolutely experienced that. And, you know, for me, it's getting out of myself, because I'm really good at getting trapped in the hamster wheel in my mind and creating all the reasons why it's okay that I don't do this. I don't need to do this. It's not going to make a difference, but it is going to make a difference, because in the end, I'm going to be disappointed because I didn't achieve whatever or work towards whatever or finish what I said I was going to do, and that's problematic to me. So I think part of it is getting out of those thoughts where I can talk myself out of something and remind myself that, you know, it's not really as bad as I think it is, and, you know, just trying, or take a break. It's okay to stop and come back to something later. You don't have to do it right now.
Yeah. I can be really good at justifying not doing something.
I'm right there with you.
It's the talent I have. Yeah. And so, but that really is, I mean, that's excuses. That's what we're talking about in our workshop this month. And, you know, how to get out of making excuses. And I think it does, like you were saying, it comes down to, I made this commitment to myself, and how do I want to feel? Do I want to feel good about keeping my commitment, or do I want to, you know, feel like I let myself down because I didn't keep my commitment? I think that can definitely motivate us to keep the commitment, because we know how we want to feel, and we know how keeping our commitment is going to make ourselves feel. But I love also that you said, and it just left my brain. It'll come back. But yeah, I think that as we keep our commitments to ourselves, that's definitely going to increase our ability to be more willing. I remember what you said. You said that we'll like build it up to be like more difficult or take longer or be harder than it actually is, and if we just get up and do it. And I definitely do that as well. My husband is really good at that, but I am good at it too. You know, I build it up as it's going to be this thing, and then if I just get up and do it, it's really not that bad. So I love that you brought that up too.
Yeah. And, you know, it's because it's something that I deal with. I am a person that just has this trait of procrastination. And, you know, I don't know if it's that I work better under pressure or what it is. I'm sure there's some psychological thing behind it. But, in that procrastination, it always becomes this thing that's bigger and bigger. And I'm like, oh, no, now, it's this, I've got this huge thing to do. And then all of a sudden I finish it and I'm like, that was it.
Yeah. That's part of human nature.
Yeah. What about you, Terry? How do you get your willingness to bump up a notch?
Well, I think it is really important to know your why. I think that makes a huge difference in your capacity to follow through. I was talking to a group of gals on one of the work groups that I work with, and we were talking about this whole idea of taking action, because that's my word for this year is action, because I tend to, not take action. And so we have a tool in Fearless Living called the Life Log. And so I made a commitment to this group that I would utilize the Life Log, and I would look at, my intention for the day, and then I would look and see, well, how did I do? When did I follow through? When did I not follow through? What was the situation? And kind of try to, do an analysis of why I'm not always taking action. And I think that's really going to help me to be more aware of when I'm taking action, when I'm not. Is it a certain time of the day? Is it, are there certain circumstances? Is it certain things? Just to try to really analyze what it is that stops me, because I don't know if it's procrastination or if it's just a fear of not getting done, or it's making it up to be more than it is. So I thought, well, if I really take a good look at it and I use the Life Log as a tool, then I might be able to come to some concrete situations when I don't follow through, when I don't take action, and then be able to remedy that, by setting intentions that will result in action.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, the Life Log is an awesome tool. It's also the tool we'll be teaching in our workshop this month. And our workshops are on the fourth Monday of the month from 5:30 to 7. Let me say the right time. 5:30 to 7 Pacific. And the Life Log is an amazing tool, and you can use it in so many different ways. And one of the things that if you get the actual daily training manual, which is like a Life Log on steroids, it comes with where you break down your days into categories. And so you can really see, are you prioritizing your day, in alignment with what you say is important to you. And you could see how much time you're spending doing this, and how much time you're spending doing that, and how much time you're spending doing, the other. And then you can really see what is it that you're saying you want, and what is it that you're willing to do. Because the things that you're willing to do, it'll show you. The time will be there. And what you want to do, there won't be time there, right? Because you're not actually willing to do it. So you haven't really put time into it. So that's a great tool. I'm glad that you brought that up. It's a great way to see how willing really are you, or how, yeah. Yeah, I love that. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left. I want to give you, Stephanie, some time to let people know how they can get a hold of you, and share with us if you have anything coming up that people can take advantage of.
Well, excuse me, you can find me just about anywhere on the different social media platforms under Heart and Soul Fitness and Wellness, and soul is spelled SOLE. My website, also heartandsoulfit.com. And coming up is I have really been having a lot of fun the last several months with our monthly crockpot freezer meal classes. And this is a time to come together either in person or virtually and get some meals put together in the freezer. You don't have to think about. They're designed for smaller families, and it's just a way to really think about meal planning in a different way. And so all of that information is on my website and social media as well.
Yeah, and that's really fun.
Yeah, they're super fun. I have been to 2. My family loves all of them. They have loved all of the meals, and we are not a small family, okay? So, and everybody's liked them. So it's definitely a fun thing to look into. My kids help me prep, and, we throw it all together. And then my husband loves the fact that I put it in the crock pot in the middle of the day, and by the time he gets home, dinner's already done. He doesn't have to think about it because my husband is the cook in the family, and so he doesn't have to think about it. And we all have a meal and a good time. So definitely check that out. If you have a crock pot and you think that this could be something to support you and your family. One less decision to make. Well, you get 7 meals, right, Steph?
6.
6. Okay. So you get 6 meals. So 6 times you don't have to decide. You just throw it in the crock pot and let it go.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you, Stephanie, so much for being here with us. We totally appreciate it.
Thank you. It's always good to spend time with you and Terry.
Absolutely. Yeah. We love it.
And she has not shined as much as she could have tonight, so please go check her. She really is so good at what she does, and she knows so much. So please go check her out on social media and on her website. You will learn so much from her. And Stephanie, is your newspaper article, is that available on your website too?
Yes, you can find links to my weekly health column there as well.
Awesome. All right, go check that out, peeps. We are so excited that you were here with us tonight. We want to remind you all that the 12 Steps to Freedom were created by Rhonda Britton, the CEO and founder of the Fearless Living Institute. And if you would like to know more about Fearless Living, go check it out at fearlessliving.org. You can find Terry and I at fearlessgenerations.org. And you can find out all about the workshop I talked about tonight called No Excuses. And all the other things that we do. We also have a workshop that is free called What is Fear? And it takes you through that foundational period of really discovering what fear is and how it affects you personally and how you can take steps to start to master that fear. And that will be this Saturday from 10 to 11:30. We would love to have you there. You can find that on our website as well as all of our social media. And you can find us under Fearless Generations. We are so, so glad to have you here with us each night. And this being our 10th year, we appreciate all of you who have stuck with us and listened, and all of you new lovely people as well. So thank you for coming. We will be here again next Monday. And until then, everybody, be fearless.
Thank you, Stephanie. Bye-bye.
Bye.